Hey everyone, thanks for watching the Get Your Mind Right podcast. I'm Brian Mendenhall, President CEO of Family First Life Central Division. Guys, please like, comment, subscribe, and follow us on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts, or any other place you watch your podcast. Enjoy, guys. Thanks for watching. Thank you guys for joining us on the Get Your Mind Right podcast. We got a special guest, Omar Mitchell in the house. Hey, man, thank you for joining us, man. I appreciate you getting on. Hey, man, I want to jump right into it. I know a lot of people know you, but then there's a lot of people that don't know you as well. Who's Omar Mitchell? Is this your first time? Is this your first go in insurance, first company? Were you somewhere else? Talk to us a little bit about that.
Sure. So Omar Mitchell, I'm a husband, a father, entrepreneur. I started in life insurance 2013, same year the Family First got started. I got my license because I was getting out of real estate and mortgages, and was just trying to do something to pay the bills while I was getting my master's in IT. And I figured out I liked life insurance. I liked specifically the final expense market. Loved my old people that I help on a daily basis, and started making more money than I would getting out of college with my master's. So I was like, why spend another 20 grand on something that I may or may not like when I already found something that I can provide for my family and take care of my wife and kids with. So that's kind of started my journey with another practice company. Was there for 6 years, loved the people. It's just, I didn't have the room to grow. I was looking for something different. Towards the end of that, it was like I was making so much other money doing other things, and I was kind of on my way out of life insurance. Then I found FFL, and man, it's changed on the dime once I seen the opportunity here. Got really back into doing it full time, and man, it's been a whirlwind, but it's been good.
It's good. So you said something. You said what did you like about the life insurance industry? Because you said there was something you really, really liked about it. What was it that you fell in love with?
You know, it's the people. It's the clients that I dealt with on a daily basis, putting them in a position where they're not going to leave their family with debt or leave their family. They're Justin Brown talks about, you came in this world with dignity, but you want to die with honor, right? You don't want to leave a bill. You don't want to. And a lot of people don't think they can qualify or don't think it's possible. They can afford it. So putting a plan together for someone and that works for their budget, that works for their family, that just really inspired me when I first started. And to be able to solve that problem for them when they didn't think it could be solved really inspired me. And then obviously we get paid for it, which is a beautiful thing, paid handsomely for what we do. So it was a win-win. You know, I was inspired, I got into it. But to be honest, Brian, towards the end of my career with the other company, I just wasn't inspired anymore. It took care of my family, it took care of my kids, but I didn't really see something that I could build a legacy. And once I came here and realized it wasn't that I could take care of my wife and kids. Here I can retire my wife, create a legacy for my kids that is going to go past me. I'm talking about not just taking care of my wife and kids. Now I'm talking about taking care of my great grandkids, my great grandkids with this opportunity. So that's what fired me up, and that's what I was looking for. Once I found it, it was go time, man.
That's crazy. So you talked about your previous company. There was a lid. There, I guess you couldn't grow past a certain point. What is it you're so excited about here with FFL that has you like, I'm about to rip the cover off the ball? Like, what is it?
You know, it's the fact that I can run with people that are running faster, than I am. It's the atmosphere of this company and the opportunity to where you could come from whatever industry, whatever background, whatever, there's no cap here. You get in and the work is what separates you from everybody else. You know, if you truly put in the work, other companies where you're going to have that lid, you can't outwork certain points to where you get at, and the company. Here, you can, if you just keep working, you can keep on pushing past further and creating a business and a legacy. This is we always talk about, me and Mark talk about, this is not just a great opportunity in insurance. It's one of the best business opportunities out there right now, because you can start with so little and turn that into a multi million dollar company just by putting the work in, just by going ahead and putting that sweat equity in, going to work, and then showing other people how to do it, at a high level. So
that's good.
I mean, it's
That's
crazy,
good.
man.
You said something, you talked about I remember being the big fish in a small bowl at my practice company. And then I remember coming here feeling like, holy crap, I need to get my life together, right? I need to figure this out, right? And then that first year being the number one producer, helping 533 families, and then seeing what it is now, where the number one producer is helping 1,700 families in a year. And the number one producer this year will probably do over 2,000 families in a year.
Crazy, man.
It's the progression. And we're constantly getting better and better and better. And I think part of it is the vision that Sean has. Sean is a visionary. The way he sees things, he's able to minimize everything. He's a master at minimizing things. So you could do something massive, but he makes it seem small so that you don't get stuck where you are and you can keep doing bigger things, which is pretty crazy. So this is the Get Your Mind Right podcast, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about some of the things that you do to keep your mind right, because you run at a high rate. You help a ton of families every month, and you're also building an agency. Strategically, talk to us a little bit about the soup and nuts of keeping your attitude right. What are you doing?
Listen to a lot of audiobooks, motivation. I don't like the rah. I like the technical stuff. I was like, well, yes, I'm excited. Yes, I want to do this. Okay, well, how do you do it? Can you break down, how do I structure my day? How do I structure my life where I can focus on my business, where I can focus on the things that need to get done on a daily basis? I'm big on the process, because ultimately, yes, people see all the success that people have. They see the people writing 50, 60, 70 families a month, right? But, well, what is your process on a daily basis? What time do you start? So I'm very focused on mastering the process. I think Dave Anderson talked about being extraordinary at the ordinary everyday things. What time do you get to office? What time do you wake up in the morning? What are you doing in that first hour of your day, right? And I get excited about that. Like, so am I at the gym, or am I listening to something motivational within that first hour? How am I starting my day? Am I at the office at 7:30 every day, ready for live dials? Am I consistently on there until 7, 8 o'clock at night, so I can produce at a high level, but also build my business at a high level? So, like I said, I'm very, very, what excites me is just the everyday grind. And at the end of the month, when it's all said and done with it, you're going to have the actual success if you focus on that everyday grind, that everyday action, the consistency, the dedication, to where you're not going to, clock out early because you don't feel like it. You don't going to sleep in because you don't want to get up. No, you're going to get up with that fire and go to work every single day to build your business.
I love it. So that's the reason why you're successful. When I asked that question, I thought you were going to say that same thing, but just say, I go to work. Because here's the deal. When you're going to work, when you're staying humble and hungry, like what's on your shirt, I don't think you have time for anything else. Like the negative attitudes and all those things creep in when there's a lack of activity, when you slow down, when you're not hustling and bustling. Dude, at the rate that you run right now, do you have time for negativity?
No.
If somebody brings some crap in your life right now, you're like, all right. And then you're on to the next thing because you don't have a choice, right?
Yeah.
Dude,
I ask myself a question like, is this going to help me or hurt me? Is this going to slow me down? If it's going to slow me down, I can deal with that. I mean, people are going to have their own opinions about certain things. It don't matter. At the end of the day, it doesn't put, food in your kid's mouth or pay for college tuition. So I'm not going to worry about it.
So I hit a point, Omar, probably a year and a half, maybe 2 years ago, so in my family, my mom made 80 grand a year. Okay. She was a prison guard. She did great. Like, that was more money than I've ever knew. I thought my mom was doing pretty good. And then we get to the point where we make the money we make, right? At a certain point, you get somewhere and you're like, all right, I kind of got enough, right? And let's say you reach that point. What keeps you motivated to go out and help? How many families did you help last month?
38.
38 families, okay? And when people know the breakdown, know the average is around $1,000 per family you help. In 2 months, you basically are where my mom was, right? What keeps you pushing? What keeps you motivated to go help more and more families?
I had to really ask myself that question too, Brian. And hands down, it was always, just because I'm okay doesn't mean my team is. If you really care for the people that you work with, you want to get them in the same position that you're in. So it's that endless, appetite to help my team get to that point, because I know how sweet it is once you get there.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can keep that consistent, and what it does for your wife, I don't have to look at the bill when I go to, take my family out to a restaurant. I don't have to worry about, it's like once you get to that point, it takes so much other stresses off your plate. And so when I'm talking to someone that just started 2 weeks ago, or someone that's been in the business for, maybe 5 years at another company, if you're not at that point, you need to get here at Family First Life and get to that point. So for me, it's always, well, how can I help someone? How can I, on a daily basis, work with my people to get them to that point? Just try to duplicate my success. And then, so that's what kind of drives me now. I get more excited when I see other people help families, right, than me. And it couldn't even be on my team, right? I may not have any financial, benefit, but the benefit overall is for our team to win. And I'm all in with that. That's what fires me up every day when I'm doing my Sunday trainings, when I'm doing our meetings, however I can help someone get to that point and be successful.
No, so you definitely set yourself on fire. And it works, because this is what I did. I set myself on fire. People came around to watch me burn, right? And then I knew that whatever I did, and I don't care, I'm going to say this until I turn blue in the face, whatever you do, your team's going to do half of whatever you do. That's good. They're going to do everything that you do that's bad, right? So if you have no bad habits whatsoever, they can't pick up on anything, right? But if you're working your you-know-what off, they're going to do at least half. So imagine having an army of people going out, helping 20 people a week, where they don't have to worry about living check to check, bill to bill. I mean, it's just, I look around, and I'm always looking because I'm talking to people from other companies, Omar, a lot. A lot of people are making the transition from other companies to here, being able to see like the opportunity so much bigger. We got everything laid out for them, right? But when people are coming over, they're seeing like, my upline, we don't have uplines here, there's partners, but my upline just bought a $40 million house and I can't pay my bills. I mean, if you're going out and you're leading from the front and you're doing 40 families a month, these guys are doing 20. They don't have to worry about anything. They're not worried about bills. They're also now at these restaurants, and they're not looking to the right first to figure out what they can order. They order what the heck they want. It's something different about it. And when you say it feels good, I want them to see what it feels like. I remember that feeling. But I remember, so to take it back further, I remember looking at the menu like, I guess it's chicken. You know what I mean? Like I remember that, man. I remember. So, and then I know like, just the joy of going through the work, putting in the sacrifice, the short-term pain for the long-term gain to get to where we are now. Man, if you could break that down and explain it to so many people just in a nutshell and that they can understand it, dude, they wouldn't do anything to run through a brick. They would run through a brick wall to get to the other side to see what it feels like. Does that make sense?
100%, man.
Hey, man, talk to us a little bit about some of the things that made it easier on you, like the systems that we have to plug people into that they can just like take off. You know what I mean?
Sure. So I was first 6-7 years of my career, I was a field agent. I was running the field. So when I had to hire someone, right, I had to put them in my seat to train them. They had to get in my passenger seat. I can maybe train one or two. I'm not a small guy, so bringing myself, I'm already about two people walking into your house, right? To bring another person that's a crowd, right?
It's intimidating.
So right. So with our new system with live dials, I can bring someone on a Zoom and they can hear me talking with the client from start to finish. There's so many systems that we have that can benefit. If you're doing telesales, we got a system for you. If you're setting appointments for one day, we have a system for you. I think some of the, it's taken for granted when a lot of times when people are at other companies and they come here and they see they have so much compared to, there's so much structure here. You can hop on YouTube University and go through, you can watch videos for probably 3 months straight and not finish them all.
Mm-hmm.
But it comes to the point to where it's still the work though. You can watch as many videos as you want, but if you can get in front of someone, or hop on a Zoom and be able to let other people critique that process, if you can shorten that learning curve to where from day one you're being brand new and 2 days later you've already started booking appointments, selling policies, the more uncomfortable you can get with us, the more we can help you, the better you're off, because at the end of the day, it's going to take care of your family. So the systems here are just, a cut above the rest. You're not going to find a place where you're going to have more help, more assistance, and not just from your quote unquote upline or your business partner that brought you in, but from the whole entire team. You're going to have people that are willing to sacrifice their time, their effort to make sure you're good. And that's what excites me. That's what I think, man, how we've grown so quickly. Like there's nothing that we have that's behind closed doors. Your website, Jumpstart, there's no passwords blocked behind the training, the information and all that stuff. We're going to be very, very open. And there's a lot of other companies that use our training while they're at their practice company. Yeah. And then, like you always said, if you have a calculator, you're going to be here eventually. If you have a calculator, you're going to be here eventually. So again, it's the systems that we have, our new lead system too, the ability to be anywhere in the nation and be able to plug into a lead system that you can get leads day one. You don't have to wait for them to come through the mail. You're gonna, so just the opportunity of, the actual structure that makes so many people successful. But the people that aren't are the people that truly aren't digging into the process.
I agree. Yeah. Hey, so you're growing like crazy. Like you're hiring tons of people. People are literally just like flooding to you. And I know you're one of the most humble people I've ever met. But in your opinion, why are so many people like wanting to come and work to you, like where they gravitate to you? What would you say it is?
Well, I think a lot of it has to do that I let my work, speak for itself. I think I don't tell people to do something that I wouldn't do myself. I don't tell them to buy leads that I haven't bought myself and worked and services, those families myself. I think I try to come at it from an authentic standpoint to where, if you think, and I don't sugarcoat stuff, right? Some people say, oh, this is the best thing. You don't have to do anything. No, this is work. If you come here, you have to put the work in. But I'm going to show you how I do it. I'm going to show you how our team does it from start to finish, and that I'm not going to put you in a position to where I'm telling you something that I wouldn't do myself or the team wouldn't do itself. And I think being that authentic and bringing in people that I focus a lot on my warm market, but also even the people that I talk to in the cold market, I bring them into the live dial session where they can see us actually doing the work. And I think just being authentic, being yourself, but also being unapologetic on how, the type of focus we have here at FFL, being unafraid to present the opportunity to people that we know are not in a position that they can grow their company, that they can grow their business, that they can take care of their family. And, even if it's, someone down to a new person with another company or someone that's been there for decades, to be able to have the confidence to show them this system works if you work, but let me explain to you, let's compare opportunities and let's see what makes sense. Because when it comes down to the numbers, when it comes down to the training, when it comes down to the structure, no one beats us. And we know that. It's just making sure we can approach them in a humble manner, not.
It's so funny you say that, because I was just thinking to myself, I'm like, I'm an agent from another company and I'm seeing what FFL has to offer, and I'm just like, it's too good to be true, because it seems almost like it's too good to be true. Like free training. Who's going to throw an event, spend $5 to $7 million renting out the Marlins Stadium for 15,000 people for 4 days and no agents pay anything? FFL, who has no contracts whatsoever. You just come on board and start helping people, and if you want to leave, you leave, but you don't go anywhere because you're not being held without being forced to stay somewhere, right? Having access to leads. There's guys out there with no leads that they're actually preaching to these guys, Omar, that, hey, leads are bad, don't have leads, and they're struggling. They can't pay their bills, but once they're figuring out the leads are good, they're figuring out the structure. They're figuring out the systems. They're figuring out the CRM doesn't cost them a monthly fee. They're figuring out all these things. Now, I'm one of these agents. I'm seeing this. I heard everything we just talked about. I'm saying, man, I need to get started. How do I get started? How do I come and find out how to work with you? How do I get a hold of you, and how do I get started with you?
Easiest way to give me a call, text me 614-306-2916 is my cell phone. It's my direct phone. Or hop on my Instagram page, Omar Mitchell, at Omar Mitchell, or our corporate website, FFL Midwest. It's FFL_Midwest on Instagram. We're very, very easy to get a hold of. Just give me a call.
Guys, we're literally trying to change people's lives. Like, I'm doing something called Operation Save Agents. I just want people to be aware. Like, I want people to be aware that there is something better. There is a real opportunity where they can actually come in, change their life and their family's lives. And it could be bigger than just you, bigger than just a small entity. Now with Integrity Marketing Group, giving people the opportunity. We've got more partners than anyone else. Sean's talking about having 100 partners by the end of the year. That means a lot of people's lives are going to change. Their kids' lives are going to change. Their kids' lives are going to change. And this is what we got going on here. Omar, man, I really appreciate you getting on. I'm excited for you. I know you're probably going to double in how many families you guys help this month alone, just from the energy that you guys have, the synergy, the excitement, all the brand new people fired up. Bro, keep crushing it. I'm proud of you, man. Anything I could do for you, you let me know.
Appreciate you, brother.
Thank you, man.